The story begins in 2025, with the release of the cursed game by the ruler. As long as a person sleeps, they will be forcibly dragged into the game. The only currency in the game is lifespan. Death in the game world causes a loss of lifespan, while killing monsters grants it. Players can spend their lifespan to bring their abilities into the real world. Powerful players can tear tanks apart with their bare hands, slice airplanes with a sword, and even withstand a nuclear explosion with their bodies. From that moment, the world drastically changed, and chaos spread. I struggled to survive with my sister, enduring countless hardships and barely making it into the top 100 global players. After overcoming endless dangers and narrowly escaping death countless times, I finally defeated the ancient ruler's ruins. I obtained the heavenly artifact, Eye of Judgment. Finally, I had the qualifications to reach the peak. But who would have thought that the price of my success was betrayal from my only family? Thus, all my efforts in life bore no fruit, but betrayal. All my struggles only paved the way for someone else's success. I refuse to accept this. If I could live again, I would fight only for myself. Suddenly, he wakes up in the real world, unable to comprehend it. He asks, "Where am I? Am I in the real world? Wasn't I already dead moments ago? Could this be the real world?" He looks at the date on his phone. I've been reborn. I've returned to 9 years ago, to the day the cursed game was released. In the morning, his sister enters, shouting, "Chen Feng, you're really home. Why didn't you answer my calls?" Chen Feng thinks to himself, as expected. On the day the cursed game was released, Jin Jiaoyu had a big fight with me. Because of Song Fei, before the game's release, Song Fei was quite popular, and Jin Jiaoyu was his obsessive fan. Song Fei looks charming on the outside, but he's actually completely despicable. He tricked many of his fans for money and for their bodies, to prevent Jin Jiaoyu from being scammed. I always stopped her from hanging out with that man, but in the end, I was accused of controlling her life. Jin says, "Are you deaf? I'm talking to you. Why are you acting like you can't hear me? This is all your fault. My brother's rank dropped this month. If you don't give me money to help him rank up, then." Chen slaps her, and she falls to the ground, crying, "Chen Feng, you really hit me." Chen Feng says, "Jin Jiao, I don't have time to argue with you today, but if you keep barking at me, I'll smash that mouth of yours." He throws a card at her and says, "This is the money our parents left. No matter how difficult these years were, I didn't touch a single cent. I'll return everything to you today. For our parents, I won't stoop to your level. But listen, from now on, Chen Feng will not have a sister like you." He enters the bedroom and closes the door. He says to himself, "In my past life, to protect Jin Jiao, I missed out on many opportunities. I gave up many secret treasures and dungeons that required risk to explore." He takes sleeping pills and says, "I'm really curious. Without this burden, how far can I go? I'll use my knowledge of the game from my past life to stay ahead of everyone. Jin Jiao, you're on your own now. And Song Fei, I'll personally cut off your head." He transitions into the game. He says, "Job selection hall. I really missed it. I remember the first time I came here. I was so nervous it took several hours to complete my job selection and leave. This time, I must be faster. In my past life, I chose the warrior to protect Jin. The warrior wasn't weak, but it's no longer suitable for me now. Without Jin's burden, I'll be able to clear dungeons solo much faster. Mobility and reaction time are the most important. I've decided, in this life, I'll choose the assassin." The game successfully binds the Eye of Judgment to him. He obtained it in his previous life. The Eye of Judgment is activated. Unique divinity, authority of judgment. Passive authority. Upon entering the cursed game, you will automatically receive the highest profession and skill. Chen thinks to himself, "The Eye of Judgment clung to me after my rebirth. This is how it is. As long as a heavenly artifact recognizes its owner, even if it's stolen, it's useless. Perhaps I was reborn because of it." A strange black skill enters his body. Notification: "Congratulations. You have acquired a hidden profession. Current specialization: specialization complete. You have become the Shadow. Chen says, the Shadow. This is the highest level of hidden assassination profession, completely different from the warrior I chose in my previous life. Just acquiring this profession gives me a feeling of power. Chen Feng says, every profession has a very small chance to unlock its highest level hidden profession, and the authority of judgment makes this probability a certainty. What exactly is this authority? System notification, authority of judgment, the greatest and most ancient primordial authority in the universe. Its power transcends rules and order. You cannot temporarily activate this authority because you do not possess sovereignty, but its passive effect is active. He says, a primordial authority that transcends rules and order? In my previous life, the system wasn't known until the 7th year of the Cursed Game's release, when a powerful player managed to leave the game world and reach the system world. Only then did humanity learn about the existence of the system's power. But in reality, even after years, no one ever obtained the authority of the system. I never expected that now. At the beginning of my journey, I've acquired the power of a primordial authority that transcends the system and rules. As long as I can leave the cursed game world and reach the system world to obtain sovereignty, I can activate this authority. It seems I have another goal in this life. System notification, profession selection complete. Please enter your alias. He says, since my profession is born from the shadows, my name will be Shadow. The system says, your alias is Shadow. Entering the cursed judgment world, this is a desolate land, filled with countless monsters. Be careful, they are always ready to tear you apart and steal your lifespan. Leave the city and kill monsters, and you will earn tradable lifespans. But if you die in the game, you will lose half of your lifespan, whether tradable or non-tradable. This place, Shield City, is a safe zone. There are no monsters here, and players cannot attack each other. Many people have already been drawn into the game. Soon, powerful figures from various countries will emerge, one after another, to reshape the world order. If I want to get ahead of them, I cannot wait. Opportunity waits for no one. As he was thinking, a group returned to the city after being killed by monsters in the forest. One of the group members says, those monsters are so strong. One bite left us half dead. Someone says, isn't that just a weak level 1 crawler? Why were we only able to take a third of its health together? I lost half my lifespan. Sister Lizzie, what should we do now? Shadow looks at her and says, archer, with short bows. It seems she's a hidden class too. Lizzie goes to Shadow and says, big brother, it seems you're a hidden class too. Do you want to cooperate with us? The monsters outside are really strong. You can't handle them alone. Our team was wiped out in one hit, and we have experience too. Chen asks, is it the experience gained from killing? One of the group members says, don't talk and pretend to be a professional. 5 of us can't defeat one monster. Do you think you can do it alone? This is ridiculous. We told you all how dangerous it is, and yet you're going alone, wing for death. The girl checks the player list and says, alias, Shadow Key. He really acts arrogantly. Shadow leaves the city. The girl says, let's follow him and see what skills he has. Maybe we can get some new information about the monsters, and maybe we'll watch him die. What do you think will happen next? Considering Shadow's past life experiences and new abilities, a woman, following him outside the city, thinks to herself, the land abandoned by rulers. This place is extremely dangerous and fraught with peril. I don't know why you're here, but years of gaming experience quickly allowed me to form a team. However, the first monsters we faced outside the novice village wiped us out. This was definitely not a level 1 enemy that a player could defeat. This Shadow player seems quite unusual. Following him might lead to important information. Chen Feng feels observed by the group and activates the stealth skill. Shadow vanished to avoid them. A system notification appears. Entering a stealth state for a certain duration. Attacking will reveal you. The first strike after breaking stealth will deal critical damage. Stealth mastery. doubles stealth range, and increases stealth level by 1. Chen Feng thinks, they can't see me as expected. The Shadow class is exceptional. An ordinary assassin's infiltration would be easily detected at this level, but the Shadow class has a unique advantage: infiltration mastery, making it almost impossible for anyone, or even monsters, to notice me at the beginning of the game. The Nava City doesn't contain anything that can truly enhance your power. It's just a shelter for players in this cursed game. Weak players are nothing more than prey for monsters. Stealth is about to end. The duration isn't very long. It's good that the cooldown starts as soon as I activate stealth. A few more minutes, and I can disappear again. A system notification appears. Name, Shadow. Class, Shadow. Level, 1. Tradable lifespan, 75 years. Non-tradable lifespan, 0 years. Strength, 13. Endurance, 13. Agility, 18. Spirit, 15. Chen Feng says, all players start with basic stats of 10 points for each ability, with different classes granting additional points. In my previous life, the warrior class only got 3 points in strength and endurance, but this time, the Shadow class granted me boosts to all stats. Most players put their points into strength or spirit to boost physical or magical attack power, but that's a huge mistake. He increases his agility, adding all attribute points to agility. He says, agility is key at the beginning of the game. No matter how you allocate your stats, monsters will always be able to deal significant damage to players. The only way to kill monsters without taking damage is to boost agility and increase your speed. A monster appears from behind the trees. Creeper. Level, 1. Grade, normal. Evolution, 0. He thinks, a creeper that still absorbs lifespans. It must be the one that wiped out that group of 4 players. The creeper attacks Shadow. He thinks, looking at its wounds, they managed to take a good chunk of its health. When monsters kill players, they gain the player's lifespans. If it can absorb them, it can evolve. The creeper continues to attack Shadow, but he activates stealth and attacks it from above with an explosive stealth strike, crushing the creeper's head. A system notification appears. You have killed a level 1 creeper. You have gained 10 experience points. Surprise stab. If the attack comes from outside the enemy's vision, the damage is doubled. Shadow Chen Feng says, I didn't expect to kill it with 1 blow. Attacking the back of the creeper's head causes critical damage, but this damage is insane. He says, I remember when I played as a warrior, even a critical hit barely dealt damage. I had to struggle until the last breath to kill a creeper. I was on the verge of death in that process. He takes what remains of the creeper. A system notification appears. You have gained 3 days of tradable lifespan. You have gained 54 years and 155 days of non-tradable lifespan. Shadow Chen Feng says, 5 people died, and each lost at least 30 years, which could amount to 100 years. But since this creeper absorbed it first, I only got 54 years of it. Well, non-tradable lifespan isn't useful right now. A system notification appears. Activating Eye of Judgment. Congratulations! You have obtained the Infinite Evolution talent. Infinite Evolution, primitive talent. When killing monsters solo, you have a chance to gain evolution points to upgrade skills. Every 24 hours, you gain 5 evolution points. Defeating a boss monster solo also grants evolution points. Current evolution points, 5. Shadow Chen Feng says, Infinite evolution? Can I upgrade skills then? So this is the power that transcends rules and the system. Alright, let's test it. Upgrade Shadow Attack and Backstab. A system notification appears. 4 evolution points spent. Skill successfully upgraded. He then decides to leave. He hears a voice from among the trees. Look at that scrawny guy who defeated a monster alone. I told you this game is easy. Shadow looks at them and sees a predatory spider above the tree. The man says, you seem to be struggling alone. Do you want me to protect you? Shadow activates his stealth skill. The spider descends from the tree towards the 2 brothers to kill them. They look at the tree and scream, what the hell is that? A system notification appears. Spider King, well, 1. Grade, Bronze. Shadow Chen Feng thinks. The Spider King is a primitive boss with about 1,600 health points. Something a normal beginner cannot handle, and it has small spiders under its control. Excellent. Let me see how powerful my upgraded skills are. He attacks it with an explosive stealth strike. A system notification appears. You dealt 338 damage by attacking a weak point. You took 9 points of damage. Chen Feng says, that was very close. It's good that my agility is high enough to dodge it. If that attack had hit me, I would have died instantly. He looks at the spider and finds it enraged, smashing trees. He thinks, these monsters are smart. They won't just stand there and take hits. It seems to be attacking randomly to pinpoint my location, and those small spiders are on high alert. I can't rush and move recklessly now. But if my guess is correct, Shadow Chen Feng throws a rock at the spider, hitting it and draining its energy. A system notification appears. You dealt 299 damage. Weak point attack. He thinks, just as I thought. The main damage I deal comes from the stealth ambush bonus and class skill boosts, so even throwing rocks at the enemy causes massive damage. All I have to do is wait for Shadow Vanish to come off cooldown, then throw the rock. He throws the rock and thinks, the rock will also trigger the ambush, backstab, and weak point attack advantages. The rock hits the spider. A system notification appears. You dealt weak point attack damage. He thinks, after that, I'll activate Shadow Vanish again and remain hidden until Shadow Vanish comes off cooldown and attack again. In the city, the system updates the leaderboards. First place, Shadow. Level 2. People in the city say, player Shadow killed the bronze level boss, the Spider King, and is the first to reach level 2. One player says, what the hell? I've been killed twice by creepers, and still don't understand what's happening, and someone has already killed a boss. Does anyone know this pro? Can someone introduce me to him? One of the group members asks, isn't that Shadow the man who went out alone? The girl says, yes, it is. But how did he reach level 2 so quickly? I don't understand. And he killed the boss too. The second young man says, we can't even handle normal creepers with the team. And he defeated a bronze boss alone? Are you kidding me? Maybe it's a system error. The young man who was present during Shadow's fight with the spider says, wait, did someone kill that big spider? But there are still a bunch of small spiders nearby. Who is this Shadow? The sister says, could it be that hidden assassin from before? We move to the forest. A system notification appears. You have killed the bronze spider queen. You have gained 300 experience. Congratulations. You have reached level 2. You have gained 2 evolution points. The leaderboard for Shell City has been unlocked. You have received a system-wide announcement. Shadow thinks, the moment the Spider Queen died, the small spiders scattered. Damn, I should have killed them first to get more experience points. A system notification appears. You have gained 46 years of tradable lifespan. Greedy Hand Skill Book Bronze. Worn Dagger Bronze. Usage requirements. Level 1 Infinite Evolution Points. 2. Greedy Hand Skill Book Bronze. Assassin Skill Book. After learning, you can use it on dead monsters, giving you a 20% chance to obtain an additional loot bonus. Requirements. Level 1. Shadow Chen Feng says, I didn't expect a bronze boss to drop this top-tier assassin skill. These skills significantly increase loot acquisition. In the late game, defeating bosses will give you a 20% chance to get additional loot. I remember in my previous life, there was a young man in the Ego Slayer Guild whose combat power was average. But just because he had this skill, he became one of the most sought-after players. He even had a bodyguard accompanying him everywhere. Wait, even though the activation rate is only 20%, if I combine it with my unlimited evolution talent, doesn't that mean I can infinitely increase the drop rate and amount of loot? The story shifts outside the cursed game. Jin Jiaoyu and her friend head to school. Her friend says, aren't you going to call your brother and apologize? We missed the exam yesterday to secretly support Song Fei. Your brother must be really angry. Jin Jiaoyu replies, I didn't do anything wrong, so what should I apologize for? If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have missed the chance to get in yesterday. He should be apologizing to me. They arrive at the classroom and find a large crowd gathered. Jin Jiaoyu asks, "Why is there such a big crowd around our classroom?" She looks through the gate and sees a sleeping young man who has turned transparent. She exclaims, "What's wrong with Jiang Wei? Why has he become semi-transparent?" Someone replies, "I'm not sure. A little while ago, Brother Wei said he wanted to take a nap, and when we turned around, he was like this." Jin Jiaoyu's friend says, "This isn't an isolated case. It's all over the internet. It seems that people all over the world are experiencing the same phenomenon. Some experts say that as long as you sleep, you'll enter a semi-transparent, ghost-like state, and no one knows why yet. I need to call my parents and warn them." Jin Jiaoyu, "You should call your brother too, just in case of an emergency." Jin Jiaoyu replies, "I won't call him. A man like him, it would be better if he just dropped dead." The scene shifts to Shadow Qin Feng, a system. Notification appears, Greedy Hand. Evolution successful. Greedy Hand upgraded from bronze to gold. Killer class skill. When plundering an enemy, there's a 20% to 70% chance to obtain additional loot pieces. Greedy Hand successfully activated. You have gained 2 evolution points. You have gained 46 days of tradable lifespan. He mutters, "Not bad. I got 2 extra evolution points." The world governments must have realized the situation by now. More and more people will flock into the game. I need to accelerate my progress. It's time to prepare everything I can use. It won't be long before people realize that skills and equipment from this game can be extracted into the real world. When that happens, the world will descend into chaos. Extracting skills and equipment requires 2 conditions. First, reaching level 10. Second, obtaining tradable lifespan. Eliminating small monsters takes too long. I need to find stronger bosses. He heads towards the edge of a cliff and finds a group of young people fighting a bronze level 2 speed predator monster. Shadow Qin Feng thinks to himself, "Speed predator, talk about perfect timing. But wait, isn't that Wang Meng? I didn't expect to meet her here." The rumors were true. It said that when Wang Meng first entered the Forsaken game, she assembled a full team of hidden class players. All 6 of them are hidden class users. While Shadow Qin Feng is thinking about them, they are fiercely fighting the monster, parrying its attacks. Shadow Qin Feng observes, Wang Meng's hidden class, Holy Shield Warrior, has double the basic stats of a regular warrior and comes with an innate invincibility skill. One of the girls casts a spell and hits the monster. He thinks to himself, a hidden class from the mage class. The messenger sorceress deals double the damage of ordinary sorcerers and comes with a built-in fireball. A hidden class from the archer class, the eagle-eyed archer, has double the stats of an ordinary archer and comes with a built-in rapid fire skill. A hidden class from the priest class, the oracle priest, has double the healing power of an ordinary priest and starts with a group healing skill. They all attack the monster, but their blows don't land and cause no wounds. The leader, Wang Meng, tries to hit it, but the monster wounds her. The archer says, "Oh God, this boss is too fast. Our long-range attacks aren't hitting the target." Wang Meng orders, "Healers, keep me alive. The rest, keep attacking. We'll take it down eventually." Shadow Qin Feng thinks, is her health decreasing? Wang Meng is certainly optimistic, but she forgot. This is just the beginning. If the battle continues, other monsters will be attracted. Suddenly, monsters covered in a layer of slime appear. Shadow Qin Feng identifies them. Ordinary level 2. Monsters covered in a layer of dark brown slime. They use long-range attacks. Damn. Another hidden class I haven't seen before. A player attacks the slime monster, but it takes no damage. The slime monster melts a layer of brown slime onto the players. The affected player cries out, "It smells terrible and disgusting. Our movement speed has significantly decreased." The monster attacks the girl. She flees, screaming, "Help, help me." Shadow Qinfeng sprints towards the monster, saves the girl, and slices off the monster's head. The girl exclaims, "Was the slime corruptor eliminated in one blow? Who did that? Is someone helping me?" Another girl in the group says, "Even for a level 1 boss, we usually have to cooperate for 10 seconds to take it down, but a level 2 corruptor was killed with one shot? How did this happen?" Shadow Qinfeng beheads a second monster while the girl is still thinking about what happened to the first one. The group leader says, "It was truly an instant kill. Did anyone see who it was? Let's hope they're on our side. Don't get distracted. Keep attacking. Only the speed predator is left. Maintain the same pace." A system notification appears for Shadow Qinfeng. "You have killed the level 2 corruptor twice. You have gained 40 experience points. You have gained 1 evolution point. You have gained the common poison arrow skill book. You have gained 8 days of tradable lifespan." He thinks to himself, "Poison arrow mid-range skill to deal poison damage." He immediately develops it. While the group leader is fiercely fighting the monster and parrying its blows, the monster manages to pierce him. The healer tries to heal, but she's not fast enough. The leader orders them to flee from the monster. Shadow Qinfeng tests the poison arrow after developing it. He shoots the monster in the head. The group members scream in surprise at what happened. What in the hell happened? That attack destroyed half of the boss's health points. The monster's power gradually diminishes until it falls to the ground dead. A system notification appears. "You have caused more than 90% of the damage. Loot awarded to you. You have killed the bronze speed predator. You have gained 600 experience points. Congratulations. You have reached level 3. You have gained 2 evolution points. You have gained 55 days of tradable lifespan." Shadow Qinfeng thinks to himself, "I didn't expect the damage over time from the poison arrow to activate my class's passive ability. Thanks to stealth, I can remain invisible and fire arrows indefinitely. Nothing in the early and mid-game can stop me now." The group, lying on the ground from their wounds, exclaims, "Oh God, this damage. Is he really human? Who did this? What is this?" The loot light just disappeared. The leader says, "Comrade, may I ask your name? Thank you for saving us." Shadow Qinfeng replies, "Thank me? In the wilderness, don't trust people easily." The group leader replies, "I understand. Thank you for the advice. We won't disturb you while you check your loot. I'm Wang Meng. If you need anything, feel free to find me." Shadow Qinfeng goes into the forest and says, "Wang Meng seems reliable. Plus, he has significant resource support from the government. I need a stable sales channel. I can sell him unused loot." He uses his evolution points to develop the greedy hand. He says, "That was a great haul. I still have a lot of equipment for other classes and skill books. Once my inventory is full, I'll go back to the city and exchange everything for tradable lifespan. This time, growth is 100 times faster than in my past life. Song Fei, I'll be coming for you soon." A group in the forest is fighting monsters. A giant monster appears, and they are terrified. However, it kills them all and moves to the city. One of the group members says, "Damn it, monsters always appear in groups and flee when they have little health left. You must be at the 3rd level to exit the game. How will we reach the 3rd level?" Someone says, "It seems we need to gather more people, but a group of 3 isn't enough. Maybe 6 or even 10. Another replies, "Maybe he's the leader. It won't work either. I once saw a team of 10 people get pushed back by a huge group of monsters." The girl who chased the shadow appears before them and says, "Damn it. Why is this game so hard?" Her companion says, "Sister Lee, we've already died 3 times, and we have less than 10 years of life left. What if?" Lee interrupts, "Whether it's real or not, we cannot die again." She looks at the ranking list in the city and finds 3 people in the top spots. First place, Shadow Assassin. Second place, Wang Ming Warrior. Third place, Balala Warrior. Lee thinks to herself, "How can this shadow guy level up so fast? He must know some methods. We need to find a way to make him help us reach the 3rd level, so we can leave this game." She tells her group, Help spread the word. If this shadow guy gets us to the 3rd level, when we return to reality, I'll give him 10 million in cash. The player is surprised and asks, 10 million? What are you saying? Lee thinks, I don't think he can remain indifferent to 10 million. The scene shifts to the forest. Shadow is killing monsters and benefiting from the rewards he gets. He says, okay, now I have enough development points. He develops Greed's Hand. System notification, you have spent 5 development points. Remaining, 0. Platinum Greed's Hand. Assassin skill, can be used on monster corpses with the 110% to 160% chance of obtaining additional loot. Additional loot has a 20% chance of increasing its rarity by 1 level. He says, there's a 20% chance to increase additional loot by 1 rarity level. This effect is incredible. If I continue to develop the skill, can it reach 100% or even 200%? Suddenly, the monster that wiped out the previous group appears before him. Shadow says, this is the cursed monster, the cursed bronze level boss. Shadow observes, it looks like it's digesting life and advancing towards the silver boss level. This is too much. It probably killed a group of 40 people. What bad luck. My bag is full. Even if I kill it, I won't be able to pick up anything. I'll mark this spot on the map. I need some time to level up first. I'll empty my bag again, then I'll come back to kill it. He then goes to the city and puts his items up for sale. He opens the equipment and skill sale window and advertises, only 10 minutes. Hurry if you want to buy. He displays the skills he acquired on the table. People in the city say, when did this person appear? He's carrying 2 sets of equipment and wants to sell 2 more. A bronze level boss ring. Look at his name, Shadow. He's number 1 on the leaderboard. Why can't we see his face? Someone says, he has activated the face hiding feature. The appearance in the game is the same as in reality. How mysterious. A girl who looks like a sorceress approaches and asks, how much for the ice cone? He replies, for 100 days of tradable lifespan. He thinks to himself, this woman must be Grey Rose, currently ranked 11th in Shell Village. She also activated face hiding. Grey Rose rejects the price and says, 100 days is too much. Can you make it cheaper? He replies, the common skill Ice Cone spell increases the speed of eliminating monsters in the early stages for a sorceress. 100 days is actually cheap. She asks, can I pay with real money? He replies, if you have a lot of money, you can buy tradable life from others, then make a deal with me. If no one offers more, I'll hold it for you. Grey Rose says, wait a minute, and goes to consult her companions. They tell her, we reached the 2nd level very quickly thanks to your leadership. I have no objections, and by using the Ice Cone spell, our team can reach the 3rd level faster. The important thing is to get out of the game first. Grey Rose says, okay, transfer your tradable lifespans to me, and when we return to reality, I'll give you the money. She goes to Shadow and says, here are 100 days of our lifespans. Let's make the deal. Shadow thinks, a full level 2 team managed to kill at least 30 or 40 followers. Their tradable life certainly exceeds 100 days. Zhang Li approaches Shadow, Kinfeng, and says to him, finally, I found you, Shadow. Shadow, I'll give you a chance. Just get me to the 3rd level. And when we return to reality, I'll give you 10 million in cash. Shadow, Kinfeng, thinks to himself, so it's her. Zhang Li, in my previous life, she was a leader of a criminal gang who was later eliminated by the authorities. Li says, my father is the head of Dazhang Industries. You can ask someone, don't worry about whether I can pay or not. Shadow, Kinfeng, thinks. Reports say she used money to buy tradable life as bait and kidnapped many people to work for her, killing those who refused. In reality, I refused to help her. Li says, Shadow, even though you are strong in this game, no one knows what's happening in this game now. If you join me, I guarantee you'll live like royalty. Cars, houses, women, whatever you want. Shadow says, if you don't intend to buy, step aside and don't interfere with my business. He thinks, money is useless. The global currency will be tradable life. Lee says, "What nonsense. I'm doing you a favor by asking you to take me. If this were reality, I would have taught you a lesson by now." Shadow says, "One more word, and I'll kill you until your life reaches 0. After that, he sells everything in the shop. He says, "Okay, everything has been sold. Close the shop. It's time to take care of the cursed one." At this moment, no one knows that tradable life can extract skills into reality. No one knows that this game will cause the collapse of the real system. The legacy we once prided ourselves on will soon become insignificant. Only personal strength is the foundation of everything. The Shadow says, "Not only did that shadow reject my offer, but he even dared to threaten me. When I return to reality, I'll make sure to kill him." A man appears and says, "Hello, Sister Lizzie. My name is Mal Ligon, but you can call me Old Mal. I'm currently at level 2, and I know some ways to level up. I can help you level up. Is the 10 million offer still on? I usually don't share this with anyone, but since it's for Sister Lizzie, to show my sincerity, I'll make an exception. Now, if you want to advance efficiently, you must put all your first 5 points into speed. That way, our full running speed will be fast enough to outrun the crawlers. Do you understand what I mean?" Lizzie thinks to herself, "So that's how this game works. Damn it, I already put my first 5 points into strength." She says to him, "It seems you know a thing or two. Okay, take me to level up, but you're not as strong as the Shadow. I can give you 5 million. Do you accept? Get me to level 3, and I'll pay you cash when we return to reality." Old Mouse says, "No problem. That Shadow might be strong, but he seems to have some mental problems. He refuses a simple 10 million. What a fool." The scene shifts to the Shadow in the forest, fighting monsters. He says, as expected, this boss has already evolved to silver rank. He's covered in gray mist and is still evolving. The evolution process from silver to gold takes at least 7 or 8 hours. "I can't wait." He attacks it with the Shadow Strike repeatedly. The Shadow says, "A silver rank boss has health points ranging from 2 to 3 times that of a bronze rank boss." The monster attacks him, but he dodges and says to himself, "Damn, he's a wizard type boss. Most of his skills are wide area attacks and deal high damage. After I shot the poison arrow, I immediately retreated and barely escaped his attack range. If I had been hit with my current health and defense points, my fate would have been death." The monster attacks him again with a concentrated ball of energy. Yes, wait until the cooldown time for stealth ends, then launch an attack during the boss's calm period. After that, immediately after, I need to activate stealth to get out of his attack range. The Shadow attacks the monster in its face, wounding it. The monster decides to leave the battleground because its health points are almost depleted, but the Shadow pursues it and finishes it off. "No, no, from the system, you have killed the silver rank. Cursed Lord, you have gained 1800 experience points. Congratulations. You have reached level 5. Congratulations. You have gained 4 evolution points. You have gained 120 for tradable life points." Using Greedy Hand to double the reward he received from the monster, he says, "I received an additional reward twice directly. This silver rank boss actually gave me 12 evolution points and 372 tradable life days." A girl arrives in the city and says, "I'm finally back alive. Thanks to leader Wang Ming, we were able to reach level 3 and return to the city safely." The leader says, "This is the result of our combined effort." The city leaderboard appears. Best Assassin level 5. Wang Ming Warrior level 3. Bilal Warrior level 3. They look amazed and say, "Damn, we just reached level 3, and that person is already at level 5. How are we supposed to live like this?" Leader Wang Ming says, "Let's not think about that too much now. Let's all return to reality and tell our families and friends about this cursed game. The world is about to fall into chaos. At least we need to warn those close to us to be prepared." After that, they log out and return to reality. He wakes up to find soldiers around him. They say to him, "Brother Wang, how are you? Are you okay? We were very worried about you. Do you know how you looked just now? You became semi-transparent. Don't scare me, brother. I told you to rest yesterday. I came to monitor that suspect for you, he says to him. Quickly, gather everyone together. Something big is happening. They gather in an office, and one of the officers says to him, you mentioned earlier that you created a group for hidden professions, and that you were almost completely destroyed, but you were eventually saved by someone. Wang Ming says, yes, and his alias is the Shadow. When he saved me, he was only level 3, but when we reached level 3, he was already at level 5. He jumped 2 levels to reach it. The officer says, if he's at level 5 now, is he considered the best player in the world? How did he do that? Wang Ming says, maybe he killed a boss or something. One of the officers says, based on what you said, the Shadow was already level 3 an hour ago, so why hasn't he returned to reality? Is it possible that he has no close relatives in the real world and doesn't need to tell his family? The leader says, I don't know. Maybe he really doesn't have a family. One of the female officers says, could this Shadow be an immigrant? Not the mutants. These are orphans who become strong very quickly. The senior commander shouts at her, Anu, I told you to read fewer novels. Don't make such jokes in such dangerous situations. The information provided by Wang Ming from the cursed game is the same information provided by senior officials. There's new research showing that some elderly people die shortly after falling asleep. After collecting data and comparing it with staff who return to reality, they had indeed died several times in the game. This means that if your age reaches 0 in the game, you will truly die in reality. Someone says, this is unnatural and beyond our understanding. The officer says, yes, it's likely that we are being invaded by some unknown higher beings. Senior officials have issued an emergency order, activate vanguard teams. Based on reality, explore the cursed game, and share information. We must quickly form a large professional army. This is a major event affecting the entire world. Currently, all countries are doing their utmost to explore the cursed game. If we delay on our side, it means losing power in the world, so we must obtain information at all costs. Anu, you will lead the first team, and Wang Ming will be the deputy leader. You will choose your teammates. From Wang Ming's description, it seems that this Shadow does not have a bad personality. You can try to make friends with him. The reason I appointed Anu as the leader is that I felt her personality was the most suitable for investigating the Shadow. I hope they can both discover the Shadow's true identity as soon as possible. It would be best if we could establish cooperation with the Shadow as our representative and obtain all the information he possesses. As for the rest, your most important task now is to maintain social stability. Do you understand? You are dismissed. The scene shifts to the Shadow's sister, Qin Feng. She thinks to herself, such major events have occurred, and there hasn't been a single reaction from Qin Feng, and he hasn't come to apologize to me. Is he that arrogant? Every time that man got angry with me, he found a way to appease me, but today, he not only didn't do that, but he also hit me. My father never hit me before. All I did was skip class to see Brother Song Fei's concert. Luckily, I went and saw the concert yesterday. Otherwise, once this cursed game is released, I'm afraid there won't be many opportunities. She thinks to herself, that's right, since you'll enter the game while sleeping, that means Brother Song Fei will definitely enter it too. As long as I enter the game, does that mean I'll find Brother Song Fei? She calls him and consults him about the game. He gives her some advice. After that, she decides to sleep and enter the game. She thinks to herself before sleeping, this is great. These tools are definitely useful. I found someone to carry me. Qin Feng, I'll show you. I'm entering the game now. You can keep being arrogant, but once you enter the game, you'll see that I'm at a much higher level than you. When that time comes, I won't carry you to level up. The scene shifts to him checking what he got from the boss monster. System notification, golden curse ring, usable by all classes. All attributes 8, dark, element resistance, 26, weakness points minus 0.1, equipment, requirement, level 4. After that, he upgrades greedy hand. System notification, you have used 8 evolution points. 4 points remaining. he says, as expected now in killing gangs. It will give me 2 pieces. Killing 1 monster is equivalent to killing 3 monsters. I will use the remaining evolution points to advance the level of Instant Shadow Strike by 3 levels. While he is engrossed in developing his skills, monsters attack him from above. He says, Level 4 Crawler. Perfect timing. I'll use this to test the power of Instant Shadow Strike. He uses the skill and kills them all. System notification. You have killed the level for Crawler. You have gained 80 experience points. You have gained 5 tradable years of life. The Shadow says, my monster killing efficiency has increased again. If I use Poison Arrow, I only need 2 arrows to kill 1 monster. The battle time has been peeled back, reducing the chance of accidents. Currently, I have 618 days of virtual currency that I can trade. But to make my equipment and skills real, I need to use at least 2.5 years of tradable virtual life. Specifically, 900 days. I'll go back first and sell all the items in my bag. Maybe I'll have enough to reach the minimum required lifespan. Once I reach level 10, I'll be able to bring the in-game skills and equipment into reality. As he leaves the forest, he finds Miss Lee and the old woman. The old woman says, congratulations, little miss. You've reached level 3. You must fulfill your promise now, right? Miss Lee says, don't worry. Do you think you won't get some of your money? I'm going back to reality now. This is my phone number. Call me directly, okay? Sell me your tradable lifespan, and I'll give you 10,000 for each day of your life. The old woman says, no problem. I told you this Shadow is a blind fool for not taking a big boss like you seriously. The old woman says to herself, so what if the game can affect your lifespan? I can cultivate a longer lifespan as I wish. Only those who convert game abilities into real money like me are geniuses. With that, the Shadow travels to the city through a teleportation gate. The Shadow says, this is how the teleportation formation in Shell Town is activated. A system notification appears. Congratulations on lighting up the teleportation formation in Shell Town. You have gained 1 attribute point. You can teleport once a day for free. Subsequent teleports will consume tradable lifespan. Currently, no other active teleportation formations have been discovered in Jianghai City. The Shadow says, the teleportation formation in the Nava City is 2-way. There's no point in lighting up only one side. Someone from other cities must reach level 5 and activate teleportation to allow teleportation. I remember in my previous life, Song Fei in Firefly City. I could immediately alert him when someone activates the teleportation formation in the city. But it's not hard to travel between cities. The main goal is to reach level 10. Head to the abandoned celestial world. This is where the abandoned sovereign game truly begins. After that, the Shadow opens a table to sell the loot he obtained for tradable lifespan in the game. After the sale, he says to himself, I sold everything in 1 minute. This time I got 650 days of tradable lifespan, and now have 2,174 days in total. But this is still not enough. If I want to bring my level, attributes, profession, and equipment into reality, I'm still far off. Suddenly, a girl appears and says to him, expert, I have a treasure here. Do you want it? A system notification appears. Space ring contains 12 inventory slots and does not occupy a ring or backpack equipment slot. The expert, the Shadow, says to himself, this space ring is special storage equipment. Its value lies in not occupying ring or backpack slots. Not every player can carry more than 3 storage backpacks. Although this item can drop from any monster, the drop rate is extremely low for this witch to get it so early. Her luck is very good. In the past, 12 such rings could be sold for 3,600 days. He asks the girl, how much are you selling it for? The girl says, I don't want lifespan, expert. I just want to add you as a friend and ask you to team up with us to kill a boss. The Shadow, the expert, accepts her friend request and asks her, what kind of boss is this? The girl says, this boss is gold level. The expert asks her, what's its name? The girl replies, I couldn't see it because it was too far away, but its boat in the swamp looked tattered. He says to himself, A tattered boat? Could it be the Golden Ghost Ship? The Golden Ghost Ship is a special and rare boss. It can appear at any level. The appearance rate of this boss is extremely low, and it drops some very useful special equipment. Every time the Golden Ghost Ship appears, a fierce battle will break out between different guilds because of it. It must be the Golden Ghost Ship appearing in the level 5 city. This level of Ghost Ship is the easiest to kill to reach the Ghost Ship in the Novice Village. Get the rare storage ring, and also be in Wang Ming's group. The expert asks the girl, "How did you find this gold level boss?" The girl says, "After finishing my meal, I wanted to quickly get online and level up my party, but who would have thought they would level up so slowly? I had nothing to do, so I went for a stroll around the place and discovered that gold level boss below the cliff." The shadow, the expert, says to himself, "In my past life, there was a rumor that Wang Ming's group had a koi fish physique. When they roam the wilderness, they can encounter rare bosses, treasure chests, underground palaces, and temples. I didn't expect it to be true. It's her." The girl says, "At first, I thought it was a smokescreen to hide the information they had." As he leaves the city, someone is watching them. He goes to his group leader and says, "Leader, this man brought a girl outside the city." The group leader says, "Of course. He's just a young brat and can't resist a girl so quickly. Brothers, come with me. Let's go to the expert." The expert says, "I can help fight it. If the boss drops any equipment and skill books you need, I'll give them to you, and the rest will be mine. How about that?" The girl says, "What about Captain Wang Ming and the others?" The shadow says, "Your group has all kinds of classes. If there's no loot specifically dropped for assassins, then what's the point?" The girl says, "Let's do as you say, but can I make a small request? If there's any equipment for Captain Wang Ming and the others, can you sell it to us at a low price?" He says, "No problem." The girl says, "Okay, expert. Where are we going now?" The shadow, the expert, says, "We're on our way to fight the gold level boss." The girl gets scared and says, "Expert, you fight and I'll be a mage. You can become invisible, but I can't bear it if it attacks me." The expert says, "I'll own him enough. You can just watch from a safe place." The girl says to herself, "One person killing a gold level boss? Although I know this expert is very strong, this is too ridiculous." The shadow then goes invisible. The group appears, watching them from behind the trees. The leader says, "He must have tricked that girl and left her in the wilderness." One of the group members says, "Let's go pick up that girl and play with her for a bit first." The leader says, "Didn't I tell you to stay with me, and you'll live a good life? Did you see the women coming our way already?" While they are enjoying themselves, the shadow appears and kills them all. They didn't even realize who attacked them. A system notification appears. You have killed 5 players and gained 12 tradable lifespan in total. The shadow says to the girl, "Where did you go suddenly, expert?" The shadow says, "There were a few people following us, so I sent them to the city." The expert's journey continues. We move to the city. Shadow's sister, Jin Jiaoyu, arrives from reality into the game. She says, "It's so real, and I can't feel things either. This is amazing. I got the hidden sacrifice class. This must be very strong, right? This is definitely worth it." Brother Songfei, I wonder how he is. Does he know the secret of the starting points? Where did that scoundrel Qin Feng go? She means her elder brother, Shadow, who always looks after her all day. But when critical time comes, he's completely unreliable. She looks at the city's leaderboard and says, "Shadow is ranked at level 6. Jiang Wei is only at level 3, yet he dares to brag about how strong he is. It seems that this Shadow is the real expert. If I rely on Shadow, I'll definitely level up faster than Jiang Wei. But where should I go to find this expert?" Leader Wang Ming appears in the city, saying, "Damn it, I can't reach Feng. We don't have any more time to wait. Do you have any ideas?" One of the members says, "We can't kill mobs without a healer. We're not like the expert Shadow, who can work alone. I suggest we find another healer." Jin goes to them and says, "Do you need a healer? I have a hidden class, Life Sacrifice." The story shifts to Shadow, who is looking from a cliff down at a swamp. and finds a gold level boss. He says to the girl, of course, it's the golden ghost ship. Hide here, and be careful of the violin. I'll go deal with the boss in the swamp. A system notification appears. Due to the effect of the ghost ship, this area has become a violent zone. The rate of life loss in this area is 100 times. He thinks to himself, at a time rate 100 times faster, staying here for 15 minutes is equivalent to consuming 1 day of human life. This kind of temporary violent zone doesn't have much effect. Another system notification, golden ghost ship, level 5, special gold level, countdown, 45 minutes and 25 seconds. He thinks to himself, there's a time limit for special bosses like this, but fortunately, there are still 45 minutes left. That's more than enough time to kill it. The expert, Shadow, attacks it with an instant shadow strike, but the ship is barely affected. He thinks to himself, to deal with the golden ghost ship, there are some difficult points. First, not many people know where its weakness is. Its true weakness is not the skeleton nor the ship itself, but the ghost fire at the tip of the ship. Second, when its weakness is attacked, it will control the surrounding water surface and unleash a massive area attack. This water pillar causes abnormally high damage, and early stage warriors wearing a set of silver armor cannot withstand the blow. It's good that this shadow class has enough agility at the beginning, otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to dodge. Third, after finishing the area attack, it will summon 12 decaying water ghosts, each with silver level abilities. 12 decaying water ghosts attacking a weakness, and most parties will be in a frenzy by then. The golden ghost ship summons decaying water ghosts every 3 minutes, and if you're not quick to deal with them, the number of decaying ghosts will increase more and more, eventually leading to the complete wipeout of the party. But I've been in stealth from the beginning, and they won't be able to detect me. All I need is to find the right angle and destroy them all at once. The expert says to the girl, Lil Black, I'm going to die soon. You don't need to do anything. Wait until I come back to life. The girl gets scared and screams, Expert, don't you have any upper hand in the fight right now? Expert, my name is Black Plum, or Big Plum, Little Black. At that moment, the group that Shadow killed when they tried to chase and follow him calls. One of their members says, Boss, I found that little girl. She's on the cliff directly in front of you. This Shadow guy is challenging the boss alone at the bottom of the cliff. The group leader says, Let's go. This time, I've gathered all my brothers. There's no way I won't be able to kill him. Shadow also says, Number 4 is the most difficult to deal with. When it reaches the corrupted versions, the golden ghost ship will unleash a massive spiritual wave with an interrupting effect, and I won't be able to move for 5 seconds. I currently can't dodge that. As he speaks, the ship launches a massive spiritual wave. Shadow dies from the wave and teleports to the city. The group leader arrives at the cliff and says, This fool, people have called you an expert many times, and you've become so arrogant that you challenged a gold boss by yourself. Brothers, attack the boss. It only has half its health left. We'll finish it off immediately.